told stories in the night. We were blind. We were blind. They were lying. We were away. We got signs preaching quality, cause of love and going for the enemies. Babies growing up in a life filled with hypocrisy. And how could we ever be the love that we wish to see? Or how can we ever be free? Stories in the night, they were lies.
Good, thank
They
you.
were lies.
Yeah, my name is Lou Archer, and I'm a singer-songwriter from Seattle, Washington. I grew up with music in my life, my whole life. When I was a little girl, my mom was a singer in a band, and our practice space used to be in the basement of our house. And so that was kind of like my jungle gym, the drum kits and the microphones and the tambourines. That was, you know, my playroom. And it's always been a part of who I am. My mom and I used to sit in the kitchen cooking dinner together, and she was one of those people that anytime you'd say, you know, a random word, it would spark a song in her head, and she would just start singing. And so that was just kind of like our dynamic together. And, you know, when I was very, very young, I got involved in choir, and I sang all the way up through high school. And I was in musical theater and, you know, did all the talent shows, and pretty much anything that I could do that involved me singing in it, I was a part of. When I was in my early 20s, I became involved with a group. We started this band, and we, you know, would practice out of their house. It was these 5 guys and myself. I was the only girl, and we would practice out of their house. You know, think we were rock stars, and we would play all of these little shows throughout the Seattle area, and it was the one thing that I have done in my life that, like, I worked harder than I've ever worked in my entire life. You know, late hours I would work in the restaurant and bar that I was working in, and I would get off at midnight and immediately head over to the house up in Shoreline and practice until 3 a.m. And then go home and do it all over again. And some nights, this was when, you know, I had a young daughter, and so I'd have to have my mom, you know, come and watch her, you know, be with her while she slept. And there were a lot of really, really sleepy mornings, but it was the one thing that I really, that really meant enough to me to, like, sacrifice everything else. And so we played for about 1.5 years, and after we disbanded, I took a really long break from music. And I thought for a little while that it was a hobby, and it was something that I got to do for a little bit of time, and I had fun with it, and I really enjoyed it, and that I would be content enough just having that little period of my life where I got to, like, you know, play make-believe and be a musician. But, you know, the nagging little voice in my head has never gone away, and there's just, you know, something bigger than me that has continued to whisper in the back of my ear that this is really what I'm here to do. So I finally decided to answer the calling of that little voice and start my search for really putting everything that I have into this music and creating a livelihood out of it and making it what I do as well as who I am. Because I just don't think that I will leave this earth truly satisfied if I don't go for it.
I'd like to know, what's the name of the album, and what is the message behind it?
Yeah, so I think that, you know, for me, music, it's a platform for a message, right? And we all have our own message to share with this world. I think for me, given the the climate of where we're at in this country and this world, and being a mother to a young daughter and seeing the kind of world that she's being raised in, and what her reality looks like. There's just this deep need to speak my truth when it comes to what I see and what I believe in. I've felt that the message that we're sending, though it has to do with being progressive and changing how things are, oftentimes it's rooted in a conversation of anger and more hatred and more judgment and more blame. And it's just not a way that I believe really forwards anything. I think that it just causes more destruction. And so for me, music is a way to bring people back to love and have people be connected by a universal language, because I think that music is that. It speaks to, it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from or even what language you speak. You know, you can love the same song as someone else a million miles away in a completely different, culture with a entirely different set of ideas or ideals or morals. And so I just really want to use music to change the way that we are presenting the message of needing to change this world.
You shared a little bit about you, and you shared a bit about the music. Can you do a little demonstration for us, a little bit about singing an a cappella?
Sure. Let's see here. I'll just give you a little 2-second riff. So, frog in my throat, cat got my tongue. Yeah, and it seems I got a problem with the words that I run, but I can't find my voice in a solo formation. Ooh, now look at me and tell me, what the hell have I become? Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Wow. So, what do you want the audience to do? I mean, you got the talent, you got the music, you got everything. So now, this is your time.
Well, from the bottom of my heart and soul and everything that I am, I have put 150% in this, and I have a team that has completely stepped up and supported me to bring this dream of mine into a manifestation of something tangible. And your pledges would mean so much to me. And any dollar amount that you pledge as a thank you, I have included a little gift for each dollar that is pledged. And you can find that all on the Kickstarter campaign website, which is right here, right down here along this. So if you go to that website, it'll tell you what kind of gifts that we've got. I've got, signed copies of the CD. I've got live performances. I've got shout outs on social media, all as my sincere thank you and appreciation and deep, deep gratitude for your continued support and belief in me for completing this project. So thank you so much.
Nice. Any last word?
Something that's really important to me, that people, especially in a position where they might feel like they have all of these dreams and they don't know really how to obtain them because they feel like, they're at the mercy of their circumstances. Like, I really want to stand as a representation for rising up and stepping into your power and never giving up, because I have heard many times, and I continue to hear even as I sit in this chair, that, what my dreams are unrealistic and I should give them up. And I am so committed to following my truth and following my dreams. And I just want to be a stand for that, to encourage others to continue to do that, because we need everyone in this world to answer the calling of their dreams and their hearts, and to go for it, because that in and of itself is going to be one way in which the entire world changes for the better. So I just leave everyone with that little nugget of hope. And so just keep going. And thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it more than you know.
Stories in the line, every line. We were all told stories in the night. We were blind. Yeah, we got signs preaching equality, cause of love, and knowing for the enemies. Babies growing up in a land filled with hypocrisy. And how will we ever be the love that we wish to see? Oh, and how be free when our expression is a reflection of